Hello, I'm Dr. James Bogash, expert in health and longevity, and today we're going to talk about depression and how we can help it, and one of the key factors that we've been missing for a long time, and that has to do with inflammation. This particular study, researchers looked at the cerebral spinal fluid, did essentially spinal tap, which is not a whole lot of fun, but they did it on 106 depression patients, recent onset, and compared it to 106 patients who did not have depression. And they found a pretty clear marker, several markers of inflammation in the cerebral spinal fluid of the people with depression that weren't present or were much higher than the people who did not have depression. So in other words, their brains, their central nervous system were inflamed. They were on fire. What they didn't find was a deficiency of Prozac. Now, certainly they weren't looking at that, but it has everything that just points out the, I don't want to say ineptitude, but certainly the lack of getting to the root of the problem in how we treat depression in today's society. This had everything to do with inflammation, and there are, granted, when people are depressed, it's very difficult. There's apathy, there are other factors that play a role, but there are sometimes simple things. Like if we had to look at a mile-high view, diet, exercise, and sunlight are probably some of the, there's supplementation, there's other things, but those are three really powerful tools for managing depression and the inflammation that goes with that. Now, whipping up a 6-course fantastic organic meal is not going to be on the agenda for somebody who's depressed. However, getting out and getting some sunlight, just sitting in the sun in the back patio for 10 minutes, 15 minutes is something that is doable. Just need to have the understanding that that's a part of what somebody needs to do for their brain health. We all do. Whether we have depression or anxiety or none of the above, we still need sunlight exposure. Having a pro-inflammatory diet is going to drive things like depression and anxiety and migraines and epilepsy and cognitive decline and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. We know all of this. It's not a big surprise. And yet the treatments for depression largely do not focus on these factors, which are heavily modifiable with the choices that we make. From a supplement standpoint, you've got things like magnesium, melatonin, fish oils, coenzyme Q10. There's a lot of things that have been shown to help with depression, and it's probably because they all help manage and rein in inflammation and make the brain function better, which is what we want. As always, I'll post a link to this particular study in the description. Make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who you think needs the information, and subscribe to the channel.